This is Character Asked It. You already know Character did it. I'm here with Raj, an up and coming artist. Raj, tell us about yourself, bro.
Well, I think the best way to put myself is I'm a small town artist who just doesn't like to really follow waves. I don't like trends. I just kind of want to do everything my own way and just really spread love and positivity. And
Mm.
just really also, I'm big on mental health and just everything like that because, not many people are. Like we were just talking about right before we got into this. Like, one of the biggest things is there are way too many assholes, bro. And, that's cool. They could go be themselves. They could go be haters. But like, I know there's a lot of people who either will A, already feel the way I do, or B, they're gonna come around later on when they grow up and they realize that there's more to this life than just being a hating ass motherfucker. And your emotions and everything actually matter. And that's kind of just why I make music for those kind of people, especially when they come back around. And also for myself because I'm a depressed motherfucker, so I want to feel better. you know?
Nah, I respect that, man. I respect that, and something I've talked to about with a few artists is would you say that you make music to express yourself, or do you find that you use music to figure yourself out?
Both, actually. You know, Definitely both because when I started music, everyone could see it, myself included. So much of the inspiration of what I listened to, just like heavy Suicide Boys, like just all like the G59, like even now, like you could see like the Juice World inspiration and everything. But like even now, like I'm really starting to like see who I really am as like a person, like behind like the artist image, which that's another thing. I don't believe in all that shit. I'm a person. I will never have an image.
That's the key,
Raj is a person. But yeah.
because your brand has to be you. You have to be able to be on your brand 24/7. So you can't have to expect yourself to be in character 24/7.
I'll
Uh,
be in character by being myself.
exactly, and that's the point of these interviews, and that's why I'm doing this, is because that's what a lot of independent artists, and not just independent artists, social media hopefuls of
Influencers.
of of any sort. Um, they concentrate too much on their product or their work, and they don't show the people who they are. No one wants to support an artist or a model. They want to support a person.
Because you want that relatability. You want to be able to actually connect with someone. Like we were talking about before, Post Malone, bro, you go on his Instagram, literally his album promotion video that he just did the other day. Just sitting there,
Yep.
smoking a cig, just chilling,
Let's talk about.
being cool as hell.
Yep.
Like,
Just being like,
bro,
I
I
need
look
you guys. I saw that. Like, I need my fans. Without you, please, if I didn't have you, like that's human. They want to
that's
see
not
human.
posty. Yup. That's literally shit. I feel like an asshole. I forgot his name. I know it starts with an A.
Austin.
Austin. Yeah, that's Austin. That ain't posty.
Facts. And that's the point. That is exactly the point. All right, I was gonna get sidetracked into another conversation about that, but we'll stay focused. How old are you, and how long have you been making music?
I'm 20. I've been making music religiously for a year and 4 months. I'm sorry, but I've been writing since I was about 16, so that's about 4 months. And I got behind the mic for the first time about like 2.5 years ago. But there was a very big pause in between that and like when I really just was like, all right, nah, this is what I'm doing for my life. You know?
Okay, so what? First of all, what inspired you to start writing music?
Well, I literally just started writing music because ever since I was a baby, I loved music. Literally, I grew up on rock and pop. My dad was rock, my mom was pop, and that's what I loved. And when I got into ninth grade, finally really got my own headphones, got like my own like phone in general to like actually start listening to music and like being around everyone in high school, like you really see how crazy everyone is about music, and I was too. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna branch out into this, and just from there, just like learning about coping mechanisms on my own, and just like seeing how impactful that writing is. I just kind of
Mm.
took that and like just kind of combined the two to just find something really therapeutic for myself, and that's just really how I started writing. And I always just wrote like poetry and songs, and that was kind of it.
No, that's beautiful, and that is truly what I believe music is meant for. Music is not meant to make money off of. It's not at the core. It is a form of expression that can be the healthiest version of therapy that you could ever hope for.
Can I take a quick detour on that? Because that is really something that I really want to talk about because I was having this conversation just I'm in college for music now. That's a whole nother story. But I was having a conversation one of the last few weeks with everyone there, and since I'm in the music program, that's pretty much all my friends are. And when we were all talking, me and my roommate click on the same mentality of what we're talking about right now that you just agreed with, but everyone else not really. And you could see it too in all these drill artists, all these just people just coming into the music industry and being like, nah, we're just gonna keep pumping out music that means absolutely nothing, that we're just gonna spit crazy bars over, try to be thugs and everything. No, bro. You guys are ruining it and everyone is starting to think like Yeet and like Destroy Lonely and like I don't listen to them too much because I don't even care to. So maybe I'm biased and maybe I really am missing some things in them because obviously there's a reason why they're big, but like there's no sustenance there, bro. Like cool, I want to get lit too. I want to go to concerts and I want to just go insane, you know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, what really clicks for me when I'm listening to music is shit that's going to be coming from the heart that you're pouring your emotions, your thoughts to, once again going back to that relatability. I I know there's a lot of people that grew up in the hood, that grew up in bad neighborhoods. I personally did not. Look at my fucking room. But so I get it. There's going to be shit there. But like look at like Biggie, look at like the old people. Like why aren't you guys doing shit like that? Why are you guys just doing shit that has absolutely no just anything, no substance to it? That it just really breaks my heart because all these kids are saying that they don't think that that's the basis of music anymore. They don't care for the emotion. They don't care for the lyrics and everything. I can appreciate a good 808. I could appreciate a good mix and everything. But throw some good heartfelt shit behind there. What is behind your fucking body, bro? What's in your mind? Like, for the love of God, is
Who
there
are you?
anything?
Who are you? What have you been through? What have you learned? Tell me in a song so that I can grow from it.
Is all you do is you fuck bitches during the day and then you go out and shoot at night? No. Bro, I've seen you. Where's your Glock? Where is your Glock? This, bro.
The not just the time and effort, but the amount of self that goes into to writing a song that means something. It's
Bro,
taxing.
that's something too, bro. Cause like all these people make me feel like I'm slow and I'm doing shit wrong because they're sitting here making 17 songs a day and it takes me a while just to get one song because
You're expressing yourself,
I'm trying to.
and you're
And then
figuring
sometimes
yourself out in the process.
sometimes I get caught in that loop and I'll drop songs that aren't wholeheartedly me and I'm just trying to have fun and flow on too, you know? Like but it's going to have parts of me in it, but like that shit makes me like it degrades me, bro, cuz it feels like I'm doing something wrong. But I know I'm not.
You started writing when you were younger, and then it wasn't until 2.5 years ago that you got in the studio, correct?
Mhm.
So, what prompted you actually recording?
So, shout out my boy Vito Void. He is that's his actual name is Frankie and that's still one of my best friends and he's been making music probably now maybe like 5 6 years and I don't know what exactly happened. I don't know who reached out to who, but there was just a day where I know that I went over his house and we both were like, yo, we're getting this shit going. You have something that you want to record. Let's go. We're going to sit here. We're going to make a few other songs together. And I was shaking behind the mic that whole day.
I
And it
bet
was great.
the adrenaline rush, his little nervousness, little adrenaline, like it was just
Yo, it's
you were at
crazy.
home for the first time in your life, bro.
I was. And you know, it's really crazy to think about now too. Like I could just sit here literally into this thing right here and just anytime I want and just fluidly do it. And that's something that I forget about is like I was scared and how nervous I was behind that thing for the first time. you know? That's something to remember every now and then. Humble yourself.
Absolutely, bro. You got to remember where you came from, man. You got to remember where you started. Like it's such a journey learning music, and who cares where it takes you, or if you ever blow up.
And that's the thing too that a lot of people don't realize is when you are mostly a independent artist and you're trying to do all this shit yourself, you're not just going to the studio and recording. You're actually for me, I don't produce, but I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people also play instruments. So most people will start playing instruments, making their beats. Now I come in, writing, mixing, mastering, and promoting. Mixing and mastering is its own entire beast, yo. No one understands unless you do it. That shit is hard.
Yep.
I am only a year and a half, not even a half in, and I don't even think I'm anywhere near where I need to be. And I just like walking around being able to say half the shit like an additive EQ, compression, like that's just crazy.
And
Like,
understanding autotune and things, bro. I get it, man. Like
mhm.
the it I don't know. It makes you feel like you understand more about life too.
In a way, yeah. I mean, that's just because for me personally, I just think there's life lessons to be taken out of everything. I take life a little bit too seriously and think a little bit too deep into everything, but I definitely think there's lessons to be found in everything.
I feel that. So tell me about the ways that you've seen growth in this journey.
Well, I think for one, definitely I forgot what kind of a person I am, right? Going through school and everything, like if you're a kid with like a lot of issues like focus, attention issues, depression and all that shit, getting into addiction, like it's very hard to just get through life and you give up a lot and you start quitting and everything. But one thing for myself is I really thought that I was a quitter, but I forget like when I really loved something back in the day, I worked until was blue in the face, dude. Like the only two things that I ever worked for before this was soccer and video games, ironically. Bro, as much as it is video games and everything, bro, I'd sit there and I'd try to get I would be one of the best, if
Hey,
not the best at every video game that me and my friends played because that's just the kind of person I am. And going through school, giving up on tests, not doing any of the homework, all that shit, literally dropping out of college because I couldn't take that shit anymore and I was just gonna go straight into the workforce and say, fuck this is my life now. I'm gonna go be a blue collared worker for the rest of my life and just settle for that. And fuck that, by the way. But, getting back into this, I just really see like I will sit behind this computer for 14 hours a day mixing. I will fucking take 4 Adderalls and stay up 4 days in a row, write a fucking album worth of songs, and then fucking crash. Like, bro, I don't stop with this shit.
I
Like,
feel you.
and that is one thing that I really love that I found out about myself. And you know, off the top of my head, that's really just the biggest and really only thing that I could think of because a lot of things that I learned through all this shit is just more stuff that'll come out through everyday life and talking. Like it's just kind of ingrained in my head at this point, and I just live it instinctively. So like, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I really can't say much more. Like
For
lesson
sure.
wise and like
No,
growth.
absolutely. But so let me ask you about, in the beginning of the interview, and you just touched on it a little bit in that answer. You said a big reason that you make music is mental health, and you said you suffer from you've suffered from depression, and you know how does music play a part in that?
Well, just to kind of elaborate on that a little bit, I actually recently just got diagnosed with BPD too, so it's way
Mm,
more than
that's tough,
anything
bro.
else. And ADD, so that's really what I am, and you know, all that shit kind of just goes away, except I see the BPD a lot though when I am making music, bro, because like I'll be in the zone out of nowhere, and then like I will want to fucking die and kill someone because like I messed up one word or
Mm.
like I just like messed up one part of the verse or something. Like I freak the fuck out. Like it's kind of not okay, but like being behind the mic and everything. Oh, that's something that there's an answer right there. I have performed 3 or 4 times. Twice at college at an open mic, once in the city at an open mic, and once at rehab. And all 4 of those times, I was sober by choice. Like I had drugs, I had
Huh.
money, and I decided I'm going to go sober, and I was fine. I was at peace, bro.
Because that alone is a fucking high.
Hmm. So what I tell myself is I will be okay in this life if I can make it, because even if I can fucking get behind the mic for 10 people, bro, it doesn't need to be a whole crowd. Obviously that's the goal, but bro, just performing is enough for me to just stay sober. And that those are the things that I fiend for, because even right now I've been sober. I've been drinking for the past like 6 days, but like I never really drink. I don't really even count that. But like I've been sober for like maybe 13 days now, minus one day I smoked. And been fucking hell, let me tell you. But like
So sober means off of Adderall and things like that.
Xanax, Coke, fucking there's a bunch of other little shit.
Anything
Those
you
are the
get
two
your hands
biggest
on type
ones.
shit.
But
Yeah, I feel
those are
you.
the two biggest ones.
Okay.
And
Those are two dangerous ones to mix, bro.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
they're fun though, I'll
I
tell
know.
you.
I know. Trust me. I have my time. I have my time.
but
Not with coke, but
uh
uppers for sure.
but yeah, no, just I kind of just lost my train of thought there. I'll be honest.
No, you're
What
good. You
what's
were just talking about mental health and the ways that music has affected you. You were talking about in and out of rehab, and you were sober every time you recorded.
Yeah, no, just being able to perform, like you said, literally gave me that high, and that's really all I needed. And if I just continue to find things like that, that's what I was saying. I just need to continue to find things like that make me personally willing to want to be sober, because this is the only thing I've ever found. There's nothing else. Not my parents, not my grandma dying, not my other grandma dying. Like all like mad loss, mad people watching around me crying, fucking mad hardships, almost getting thrown out of the house because of this shit. Like there's so much shit. It doesn't matter. There has not been anything else in this life that's made me want to stop this shit. And realistically, the kid in me and future me also looks at myself like, we know there's gonna need to be a time to fucking cut this shit out, you know? So let's get it going before like we get to the point where, all right, we're tired of having fun and now it's just actually relying on it, and you can't
Hey,
anymore,
look,
like,
self
you
awareness
know.
in a situation like you're in is the most important thing by far and away, bro. Like if you are 20 years old and you're already seeing these things and you're already looking for a way to not need it and finding that like that's a huge thing for you and you live in that and know that and don't stop. Tell me about the obstacles and mistakes that you've faced and that you've made through this journey of making music and growth and everything that you do with music.
All right. Well, so first of all, one obstacle that I've had to face. Let's see. I don't know, honestly. I think the first obstacle was the fact that I was raised someone that was fed on a silver platter with a golden spoon. Like my whole life, I was babied to the point where not until my third year, I'll say third year because it should be my third year if I didn't drop out. Third year of college, I go in and I finally learn how to do fucking laundry as a fucking 19-year-old, bro. Because all my life, I have been so fucking spoiled and
Respect,
taken
bro.
care
Hey,
of.
hey, you know what though? I
It's
was the
something to be
same
grateful
way,
about.
bro. I was the same way, and it's not something to be proud of, bro. I wish I hadn't been
Not
raised like
proud.
that.
It's not something to be proud of, it's something to be grateful of, because although it has its downsides to it, of like the hard independency issues that we have and shit, dependency issues, not independent, I'm sorry, like that, it's fucked. But it's really cool that we had a family with the capabilities to give us that and the love and support to do that. They
Facts.
just didn't do it exactly right because they were trying their best, and that's all you can do as a parent. And that's how you have to look at it. But like off of all that, the biggest thing has been making sure that this is 100% wholeheartedly myself. Obviously, I've gone out and I've made the connections and everything like that, so I have people teaching me and all that. But at the end of the day, I'm always searching myself, not relying on anyone else for any answer. And anytime I ever catch myself using my connections too much or anything, I push myself the fuck out of there. Like when I was at college, I have so many friends. We were talking earlier. I have great friends that are very, very good engineers, more than just the kid that we were talking about earlier. And they have all this knowledge that they can just show me and teach me right now. Literally, Jay Burns, the guy that got us together. But I really try so hard not to reach out to them and just keep doing this shit myself, to the point where after 3, 4 months of this second semester here at Mercy College, one of my boys, Shano, literally sat me down and said, "Bro, I'm fucking done. We are mixing this song together, and I'm gonna give you some tips, and you'll just be on your way after that. We're just gonna clean a little shit up, you know,
Okay.
like
Okay.
like that. That's just like an obstacle that I've realized that I'm jumping over, is like just like really trying to be independent with this shit, you know, and the growth, the growth obviously is right there, and we're going back to finding something that just really makes me happy, you know, like genuinely happy. And no, are there any more obstacles? I guess, bro, I'm like one of the shyest people you'll ever meet, shy and awkward. So like even my like my mom and shit will say like, how the fuck does this kid get up on a stage and perform a song for everyone? Like this is the same kid that wouldn't even talk to his family at family reunions. Like that's how shy and awkward I am.
A lot of
To the
artists are
point,
that way. A lot of artists are that way.
really,
It's the strangest thing, but I think it's kind of one of those deals where when a quiet person speaks, you listen. Y'all don't People like you don't know how to express yourself right normally. So that's that music is everything that you keep bottled up all day long that you can't figure out how to say, but then you make a
nah,
song and that's it.
that's literally, I guess, another thing that I would have missed is exactly that. Is anytime I don't know how to say something to someone, all I have to do is fucking pick
Make
up
a
my
song
pen and
about it.
mic. Exactly. Like there's still to this day I still don't know how to fucking talk to people. There was this beautiful ass girl that I wanted to ask out before I left the fucking DR and I couldn't do it and I had to fucking text her. And I know I'm gonna go and write a fucking song about it. You know, like I couldn't fucking do
And that
it.
song or get her, bro, but it's too late. Like,
It probably
honestly, straight
is.
up, I had a song, like I had a situation with a friend, and I made a song about it like 6 months before she confronted me about it. And when she did, I went over her house. She was talking to me about it. I was like, I don't know how else to explain it to you. Just listen to the song. Like,
Yeah.
I can't put it any better. I took time writing this shit. Like, this is how I feel. Like,
Just the same as I would have fucking sat there behind that computer screen, fucking making sure every period, every
yeah,
fucking word was
exactly,
right.
bro. Exactly,
Like,
bro. Like, and now I got the cadence I wanted, and the like the people that do music, that are meant to do music, they need music. It's not a choice. It's
and I really see that too because like even on the plane coming home and shit, I'm looking around at all the people sitting there. Not that many people have headphones in, and I'm like, bro,
how do you do
I
that?
no, because genuinely, I'm sitting there, bro. I will freak the fuck out. Number one, since I'm sober, I'm already going crazy. I don't even have a fucking vape anymore because I'm trying to just stick to fucking cigarettes, fucking. So I even limit myself more, and fucking. So I'm freaking out already. And once I put on those headphones, I'm like,
Yep.
maybe this
Okay.
is okay. So I'm
Yep.
like looking around, like, how are you? What? How are you doing that?
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I
quick
don't.
quick story. 2.5 years ago, I got away from my wife at the time, and it was 15 years of hell, and it was really bad, drugs and psychotic disorders and things like that. About a week after that, my daughter introduced me to Juice World.
I know that was a special day. I
In the year 2021, I was in the top 0.001% of
Yeah.
Juice World listeners. He was the third most streamed artist in the world, and I listened to him more than anyone else.
Hmm.
I
If um, if fucking you could see the stats from YouTube, bro, the amount of his unreleased shit that I listen to is disgusting. He's pretty much like the only person I listen to at this rate.
really, and it's funny because I needed him so desperately to get through what I got through. I needed his music.
Going back to that relatability, bro. If everyone stayed on this wave, who the fuck is getting through anything, bro? Because yeah, obviously there's a million other coping mechanisms,
That's what I was about
but
to
how
say.
many people? How many? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like how many people rely on music to get through shit? So if there was absolutely no music with sustenance, we're all at a loss and we gotta go fucking like headless chickens running to some other shit trying to find it, and half of us are going to drugs. I'm
Well,
telling you that
so
right now.
here's when I stopped listening to Juice World after that year. Honestly, like I still listen to him. I still love Juice World. I'll always love every one of his songs. I know every
Just
one of his
not.
songs, but I don't listen to him like that anymore because he got me through something, and I got through it. If I were to keep listening to him, I would stay in that place. Uh, I believe that if he were still alive, he would be making a different
Niche.
style of music. Not for different style, but like his lyrics and his intentions would be different. He would have grown. If you saw that documentary, he did that. All girls are not the same at the live show at the end or whatever, because he's learning that like there is growth, there are positive relationships out there and things like that. So what? And that was literally like I had a one playlist that was Juice World, Post Malone, and the Kid Leroy, and I called it Sad Boy, and I started just being bothered by that playlist. So I started seeking out any music that was like the life past that. You went through some shit, but you're better now. And I found some, and I made a playlist. It was called "Death of a Sad Boy," but it was really fucking difficult to find that music. And that's when my boy brought his mic over because he needed to record at my house, and that's when I started making music. And really, that's why I make music, is because I can't find the music that I need in my life right now, because it's all so sad and all so defeatist, or it's cocky and I'm rich, I'm the shit, and I'm neither. I'm neither. I'm
You
not
know,
sad, but I'm not there yet. I'm not cocky. I'm happy that I've grown and I'm growing, and I deal with things.
I want to say real quick, based off of that, I definitely agree because it really is hard because of how engrossed the industry is with all this bullshit. But look up this girl. We'll talk about it later too if you want to remind you about it. Hash Sultana. I literally just got put onto her today, and it kind of does really go into exactly what you're saying because she's like an alternative artist, really bringing back like just that really like trippy, just like focusing on more of the instrumentals, having those really nice vocals, just that classic ass music, with just like relatability and everything. And like I was sitting there like, holy shit, like I
Really.
felt like I just took fucking 5 grams of mushrooms, like, bro,
All right, send it.
like
Definitely send me a link after we're done with
I,
this. I
I
definitely want to hear
will.
that.
Nah, but like that, I really do agree with what you're saying, bro. Like you really do outgrow music as long as you're growing as a person.
And it's not a
Because
problem with the music, because that music, someone else needs that music as it is right now. But there
Mhm.
has to be some other option. That's what, like, I don't know. That's why I make music, and that's why I've talked to a lot of people that I work with that make music, that I really, I hope that I can be a part of cultivating the step after Juice World's situation, the shit that he would be making right now. Because I mean, he truly made his music to help others. I mean, it was that kid was magic. I mean, I've had a lot
He's
of
a legend.
conversations with interviewees that these guys are older, and they say age comes with experience, and you can write about a lot of things in a deeper way, and I agree with that. But at the same time, the way that you speak, you're 20 years old. He was 21 when he died. He wasn't even 21. He was almost 21 when he died.
Dude, that's the misconception, bro. Is a lot of people think that wisdom does come with it, just age. And yes, it they are. Most 50-year-olds on average will be smarter and more wise than I am. But
Whoa. That's not true.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying.
I know.
You
Really, it
know,
comes with experience, not age.
like a 7-year-old could be smarter than me, bro, more wise than me because maybe they
Yes.
were fucking raised in the hood. They have to fucking raise their 2 and 1 year old brother and sister because their mother left and they because they were, like there could be some crazy ass shit.
No facts,
Like it
and
really doesn't matter.
but also, you and Juice World. I mean, y'all both struggled with addiction at a very young age. I don't know if you want to touch on that at all, but like you said, you went to rehab. You're 20
I'm,
years old.
I'm an I'm an open book, man. Ask me anything.
So how old were you when you started the coke and the Xanax, and then when did it get out of control? Like, what happened?
The crazy thing is, actually, this is still very all new to me because growing up in this town, the only thing that we really see until now, like now I'm starting to see it. Now that I'm doing all of it, like all these kids that I grew up with are starting to get all the fucking pills and the lean and shit. But it's like that there was none of that like when we were actually growing up, like throughout high school, middle school and everything. So I just started smoking weed and shit back in like ninth grade and then I started tripping a lot. Like psychedelics was crazy for me. And that didn't slow down until I went to rehab back in uh, June 18th. I stayed until July 18th. And then literally that summer, I had I was going through a really bad breakup. This was my like best friend for like 8 years. We dated in ninth grade for 5 months, and then we also dated from the COVID 20 fucking summer up until literally like that early May, and I got a text at like 2:30 in the morning from a friend of mine. I've met two kids when I was going for accounting at my first college, and that's the reason why I have a little bit under my belt in college. But went to a college in Jersey, met these two kids. One of them I still talk to and love, but the other kid was a fucking dick, fake fuck, and I tried to put whatever in the past because most of the fake shit was because of the girl, and he hit me up during this time and told me, "Yo, pull up to my crib for like a week, come stay." I uh, hop on a train at 3:30 in the morning to go stay at his crib, and we were just partying, drinking, getting fucked up the whole time. And I started getting addicted to coke there when
Mm.
I went to get a 20 bag of weed, and the dealer misunderstood and brought out a bag of coke. So this is with the background that I gave you, never seen anything harder than weed and psychedelics. So I was like, all right, fuck yeah, what the hell?
And now you had your
Where is this
first bag of
thing?
coke.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, that was a little 2 week exponenza. I spent about $4,000, and yeah, I did a lot of coke, bro, a lot. And then when I got home, my last 8 ball, my mom found and flushed down the toilet. So that was pretty much it for a while. And then I had a, I did actually take 5 grams of shrooms once, which I've talked to people and it's actually not that much, but holy shit, that trip was fucking nuts, dude.
It depends on the
I
shrooms.
I mixed two types, and one of them had some white residue on it, which I still don't
Were
know
they
if that was
penis
just
envy?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Hell no. I'm telling you right now, this pug did not have penis envy because I took penis envy over college. Fucking great, fucking
This is
great.
amazing, bro.
It really was. But that shit sent me to rehab, and then when I got out of rehab a month and a half later, still in touch with the girl, and bad day happened. My boys gave me a joint, and then spiraled right back to the coke, and then hug around town, had Zans, got into the Zans, found some perks, started messing with some cough meds, popped a few Roxys. Uh,
Up and down and up and down and up and down.
hmm The coke and the
Damn, bro.
Zanzo, like I said, was the biggest for me, and that's pretty much it.
How long have you been clean now?
13 days.
Congrats, bro.
Minus 6 days worth of drinking and one day of smoking weed somewhere in between there.
So, drink like weed leads you to other drugs more than drinking does?
Yeah, bro,
That's
I fucking
unusual.
hate drinking. I hate drinking. Listen, if there's, I literally will only do it when I cannot get my hands on anything else because I'm such an addict. But, but like being in the Dominican Republic, I'm not 21 yet, so being able to be in a country where it's 18 plus, I have a blast. But I
How long have you
definitely,
been in the DR?
I was just there for 6 days.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But but fucking something one thing that I always say, if I ever get sober, it will be Cali sober because I do need weed.
Oh,
But the
no
problem
doubt.
is but the problem is it gets to the point where I do treat it like an addict. I don't moderate it and everything. I could smoke like Wiz. I'm telling you that right now. I do. And when I do it's valid. But it's just a fact of if I can't keep that high going, I go to other cheap things like bro, fucking weed gets expensive for me, bro, because of how
No,
much
I
I do
feel you.
smoke.
No, I feel you,
So
bro. Like,
so I go out and I get a fucking $10 and bro, I'm good for the whole fucking day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then it started getting to the point where it's like, all right, one Zan's getting me sober. I need two. I need
yep,
three.
yep, yep,
Oh, I'm at eight. No.
yep. No, and I mean, my only suggestion for you would just to keep using your music, man. Like, it just, I gotta. What does success in music look like to you?
Success in music means I helped one person live. That's it. I was
Yeah.
having this conversation with one of my homies, Nick, the other day. Not the one that I mentioned a while ago. I have another friend named Nick too, but he was kind of just asking me too, like what's like your biggest thing, and it goes back to what I was saying, bro. Like he was trying to tell me the whole help yourself before anyone else thing. I get that whole shit, bro. But listen, I've been trying to help myself, and I will never stop. But I just know there's a certain point where I need to reprioritize because I've been trying for fucking how long, bro? Since like fourth or sixth grade, somewhere in between there, I've been fighting like mental illness and shit. And no one believes me. Everyone thinks that it started after I started doing drugs in like ninth and 10th grade. Shut the fuck up.
No. Why
I
would
will
you decide
fuck.
to start doing drugs in ninth or 10th grade?
Oh! Oh my god, thank for the love of Christ. Bro, I deadass want to fucking kill someone every time they say that shit to me, bro. Cause like that shit boils my bones, bro. Because it's like you don't understand the shit that
You
my
don't
head,
understand what's
bro.
going through my exact, bro. I get it. I get it, man.
Oh my god.
I get it. Trust.
So what? Going back off that is just like, bro. If I can just try to just put it out there and just give people the mental health awareness, the coping mechanisms, help
Mm.
like just try to really like make people understand that there are ways to really fight and battle this shit without like just doing drugs and shit like and you know that's the greatest thing about like about this whole thing is like obviously like there's some things and some lessons that I can't incorporate in my songs just because of like how like corny or shit it'll
Oh
sound but
yeah, for sure.
like getting to do interviews though is like the coolest thing because like I will actually get to talk to you like a human being and people will hear the shit that I'm saying and like there are so many ways to just make sure you're okay and like obviously dealing with anxiety and depression is hard but bro like if you just actually learn how to take care of your body and your mind before getting curious and just like learning moderation and all these things, like you won't have to fight all that shit. And there will come a day where instead of just going up on the scale like me or maybe yourself too, you said dealt with it too. Maybe you know as well, but I'm not gonna make an assumption like that. Like right now as a human being I should be decreasing not increasing with all my stress and everything because I'm at the age where I should have learned all this shit now but no one teaches you all that so I'm sitting here addicted as fuck withdrawing like a bitch and it's just like even just one person bro dead ass if I can know that I gave one person that freedom that free will that peace of mind bro I can die happy.
Tell me something, and I mean, you told me a lot about yourself and everything, but tell me something unique about yourself that most people don't know.
Yeah. That is a crazy curveball, bro. Because I don't know. I really am an open book.
I honestly I get that from you, and I feel like that's an unfair question to you because
Yeah, I don't really try to hide nothing from no
all right, well,
one.
okay, so you've grown up comfortably. What's something cool you and your family have done when you were a kid that most people haven't done? You know,
There's really nothing, bro, because I would just sit in my room and just play video games, or I would just go play sports the whole time. We would
what do
do
your
the
parents
normal
do?
shit. My mom was a monitor at like the local elementary schools and shit, just to like just be around kids, just to get a little paycheck, get out of the house, give her something to do. But my dad, m- my dad grew up. They both grew up in Queens, and the projects, like the actual hood, bro. Like a lot of that's something that a lot of people forget or don't know about me. Is like a lot of people still look at me like I was just raised this little suburban kid, but bro, my family came from fucking dirt, and the only reason I am the way I am is because my family, my brother and sister are 17 and 14 years older than me, and my parents made sure when they were very young that they came to some place like here, so none of us would grow up like that. None of us would grow up in the hood and be like all these kids are trying to be, because they know what it's like. Like my dad was around all that shit. Like he was around drugs and shit. Like his close cousin was addicted to PCP. Like
Whew.
my fucking my uncle, his best friend, grew up fucking on coke. Like, I don't even know if my dad knows that I do this shit. Like, I don't know what he would do if he does know. I don't know why I
He doesn't know
haven't
you went
died
to
yet.
rehab.
He knows I went to rehab, but they didn't like. My mom knew the extent, but I don't know if he does. And that's the thing. I still don't know if he does to this day or not. Because if he
Mama
does,
Bear
I don't
keeping
know.
what she needs to from him.
Because bro, he like I don't if he knows and he hasn't done anything about it, that's surprising. But like I feel like he would actually murder me if he do that shit, because that was his best friend, bro. Like so he knows how hard this shit is. And yeah, they got us here, and fucking we just grew up doing the normal shit, going to like Ranger games because we're a big hockey family. I guess that's something, is that like I fucking love hockey because that's like my whole family's upbringing. My sister played, she would rollerblade and fucking play goalie. And like my brother, he's literally the fucking Devils assistant power skating coach.
No shit.
Like,
Okay.
and like big shoes to fill there. But fucking
You
yeah,
got
no, we
you,
just
bro. The only shoes you got to fill are your own,
my
man.
own OD. Nah, but it is nice to have like that inspiration and like have like something to look up to and just be like, all right, he's doing this. All right, let's go top that shit. Because
Exactly.
that's something that I've always been. I don't settle, and that's why I caught myself a few years ago, and I've been chasing the fucking stars ever since. But
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess like really the biggest thing about myself is, bro, I love to just be alone, and like I just love to lose my mind by myself, bro. That's like what no one sees, because no one will ever see that. Not even the girl that I was fucking dating for 2 years, that I was best friends for 8 years. Like, she saw it when we would get into our really bad fights, but not the extent of it. Like, when I lose my mind, bro, by myself, it's something different. Like, I've been noticing that I hop on my phone, I post a little bit too much and shit, which is half because I know I want to keep that presence as Raj, make sure everyone's always seeing, like, keeping my post up to date and shit, like, just making sure I'm there on social media and kind of just giving that, like, my self appearance. Like, I like to post a lot of memes and shit because I like to laugh, bro. Like, life is fucking hard. Fucking laugh, you stuck up pussies. But, like, I don't know. Like I guess that's really it. Like just I always try to find wherever I am a really nice place to just go and lose my mind. And like at college I had this little overlook by the parking lot. I'd go there all the time. I even brought my friends there one time, and they fucking made fun of me. They were like, "Oh, what are we going on a little date?" And I was like, "Fuck you guys. I'm just trying to get y'all out and fucking give your mind some ease and shit." And like there's this really nice waterfall over here. Going up to Pennsylvania for the rest of the summer, and gonna have to find a place up there. But I guess I
What do you
guess
mean you're
that
gonna have to
that's
find
my
a
little thing.
place?
I used to lose my mind.
Oh, okay, okay. What do you mean by lose your mind? Like just go out and fucking scream at the top of your lungs and just do like
Scream, cry, write, just
that's
fucking
amazing.
exist.
No,
Just
listen,
like,
that there is don't ever let anybody tell you something that there's something wrong with that. That
man, no one can tell me shit in this life, bro. You can make fun of me as much as you want. You could critique me. You could criticize me. You could call me a faggot. You could do whatever the hell you want, bro. You're not stopping me, and I will laugh at you. Even if you hurt me for a second or whatever, because sometimes from the right people, it will hurt a little bit depending on what you say. Because if I really care about you and fuck with you and I think you're my blood, like, if you say some shit to me, like, yeah, that's gonna get my blood boiling and it's gonna make me feel a type of way, but like, you will never really hurt me.
this has been Character Asked It. It's been an awesome conversation with Raj. Raj, I appreciate your time, bro. Is there anything else that you want to let us know?
Yeah, man. I've been pouring my heart out since November on an album of mine called Misery's Host, and it's going to have two chapters. And the first chapter is about halfway done, and I don't have an exact drop date. It was either going to be August 1st or September 1st. Hopefully, I'll be able to follow through with that. But at the end of the day, going back to what we were talking about, I'm not someone that rushes my work. I'm gonna make sure that this is going to be perfected and it's ready to drop when it's ready to drop because there are a lot of lessons and just a lot of heart and emotion. Even if all of the songs are not bangers, I think some of them really are. But I want y'all to really digest it just like I will and really actually make something that people will put in their playlists. And the lead single off of that is dropping in a few days on 6/1. 6, 7 fucking months. What are months? Let me look. Yeah, 6/1. 6/1. Yeah, it's dropping 6/1. Delayed Emotions. One of my favorite songs I've made, and yeah, that's all I got.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, I really appreciate your time. This has been Character Asked It. We will see you next time.
Peace.
Let me kill the screen recorder.